Hello, folks, and welcome back to another awesome episode of Tommy Talks, the most electrifying show here in Western North Carolina. I'm your host, Tommy NC2010, and today, folks, we are interviewing one of the most electrifying YouTubers slash directors, and his name is John Fears. John Fears, how are you doing here today?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic, Tommy. Thanks so much for having me on the show.
I know. I'm sorry. He's on here, but we've been having some technical issues today, so we've just been trying to, get John on here for a while. Me and John have had a mishap in the past, and we've had some bad blood, but we've made that blood. We've made good. Made some good. We've taken the blood out of the water. We made it good. We've made it peaceful. And, we're just here to do an interview and find out who the heck John Fears is and why people say they try relating me to him. And here we go. How's the stream look, John? Does the stream look good?
Looks pretty good, man. Looks really good.
No lag or anything like that? Everything is A-okay?
It looks pretty good. I mean, I think we're all good to go. So,
all right. So let's start out. So, John, who inspired you to be on YouTube?
Do you got your camera on, Tommy?
Yeah, my camera's on.
Okay, cool. What inspired me to be a YouTuber? Basically, I'd say my friends, and I was also inspired by other film directors. Like some of my best film directors are, of course, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. I went to film school, and YouTube kind of came out around when I was in film school, and my friend was like, Fears, you definitely need to put your videos on YouTube. And I said, well, what the hell is that? And I had no idea what YouTube was, Tommy. And my buddy's like, oh, I'll set you up with a channel. I said, is it for free? And he was like, yeah, it's for free. I was like, okay, cool. So he helped me set up a channel. He goes, I would start putting up all your projects. So I started putting my projects on there, and it just kind of grew and grew and grew. And now we are up to 1,067 subscribers, guys. So there you are.
And my moderator should be putting the link to his channel where you can go subscribe and check John out. John does daily vlogs, and he makes movies.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I should let you know that.
We do. I do a combination of things. I do funny parodies, funny skits. I do short films. Whenever I go to Comic-Con, I'm a big nerd, so whenever I go to Comic-Con, I'll interview people at Comic-Con. I review movies sometimes. I do random acts of kindness. So there's a little bit of everything, for everybody, Tommy. So if they don't like one video, they can, hop to another one. So you guys got to check it out. Fearsman26 on YouTube. I don't do much vlogging on that one. My vlog channel is that's Fears Vlog. So I've got two channels. So the big one is Fearsman26, and the little one, I think Fears Vlogs has got 325. But check out both. Shameless plugs all the way, Tommy, all the way through this interview.
No problem. It's it's just.
And guys, don't leave Tommy out. Don't forget to subscribe to Tommy MC.
NC.
Oh, I'm sorry, NC. I messed that up. Fuck. Tommy NC 2010.
So I understand learn the idea of John Fears. You've also been inspired by Casey Neistat. I understand you're a big fanboy of Casey Neistat. What got you into Casey Neistat?
It's everything about that guy. Like the way he presents himself. He's a great businessman. I love how he started with nothing. He didn't even go to film school. He said, all I started was with a piece of shit camera and a piece of shit laptop.
John, watch what you say.
Sorry. Oh yeah, you have kids on this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So basically, he said I started with a crappy laptop and a crappy camcorder, and he said he just went to town. So, he didn't go to film school like I did. He didn't, so I love how he created nothing and made it, something. That's why my dad is a real inspiration to me too, because my dad started with nothing, and now he's got like 20 or 30 people working under him. So, Casey is one of my favorite YouTubers. But besides a few other people, but it's the look of his videos, Tommy, how he films them, So yeah.
Now, how is daily vlogging for you? Is it pretty decent, would you say, with your channel?
It's pretty decent. Like, I try and vlog as much as I can on Fear's vlog. I'll be honest with your audience, because I don't want to lie. It's not. Sometimes it's daily vlogging on Fear's vlogs, guys. And on Fear's vlogs, I'll either do a stream or I'll either do a vlog. Like today, I did both. Today, I'm streaming with Tommy, but before me and Tommy started streaming, I did a vlog. So the vlog is going to come later. So I try and get as many vlogs out and streams to the fans on Fear's vlogs as humanly possible. And then on Fear's Man 26. On Fear's Man 26, it's not daily uploads. I'd say it's weekly uploads. I get at least on Fear's Man 26, I get at least 3 or 4 uploads a week. So it's as much as possible.
Okay. Now, John, I've seen some of your movies, and they look quite decent. They honestly, in my opinion, they what are some of the movies that you have made exactly, in your opinion?
Well, I'll go back. I'll start with the videos that I made in film school, and then I'll tell you some of the videos that I've made on my YouTube channel. One of the very last ones we made in film school was it was a short film. It was about 20 minutes long. It was called 5150, and it was basically about these 2 cops like trying to solve this murder, but it was like multiple murders, and the murderer kept like upping the ante, Tommy. So like, if he killed some guy, he like removed the eyes, and then like the next murder, he would remove like the heart and the eyes. And basically, they found out that it was someone in the police department, like kind of like stealing all these organs and like selling them like on the black market. So that's what me and my film class went with. And I worked a lot of behind the scenes. I wasn't in the film, but I did like. I shot a few scenes for it. I edited a little bit of it, and I did some location scouting for it, and it really came out great. And I've got all the behind the scenes. So I haven't put any of that on my YouTube channel yet, but it is coming. That was one of them. Another one, we did some like funny commercials, like we did one called Nerd It, where basically it was like, if you want to be a nerd, it's like in a spray can. So like somebody was like, we just made it like a funny kind of parody commercial. Like, so some guy's walking and he was like super cool, and then all of a sudden someone's like, you got to get that inner nerd in you. And so someone took out like a spray can, like sprayed like nerd on him, and he instantly transformed into a nerd. So those are like the 2. I don't want to like talk forever, Tommy, but basically we made a lot of projects in film school. But the most recent stuff I've made on my channel is I made a short film called The Punisher. I love The Punisher. Yes. So we did I think it was about a 2-minute video, 3-minute video, and it's basically like Frank Castle. I did kind of like a prequel. Like Frank Castle's like family just died, and before he like goes out on his very first mission as the Punisher, he goes and visits his family's grave, puts 2 roses on there, and then there's some guy like in the shadows like watching him, and he says, we'll meet soon enough, and that's like a mobster guy. And so he's kind of like following Frank Castle. So that one did really well.
I'm not trying to be negative here, but technically didn't Frank Castle not show up before he attacked the gangsters? Because the gangsters murdered him. They thought he was dead. So he technically and I'm just putting this point out here because I watched your film and I was like,
oh yeah. So
because technically the mafia killed his family. They leveled out his family, his whole entire family, and they thought he was dead. So they thought he was donezo. And it
Yeah.
wasn't. Frank Castle's just like a ghost. You know,
Yeah, well then maybe prequel isn't a good word then. I'd say it's like a tiny like sequel then if you want to get technical. It's a tiny sequel like after they kill his family, they think he's dead, he's not dead, and then before he goes out like on his killing spree of of the Punisher, he visits his family's gravesite like one last time, like, hey, I got to put you guys in the past, and now I'm gonna go like kick butt and take names and avenge your guys' like death. So there was that one. Somebody wants me to talk about Layers of Insanity. That's a short film that I did with me and a couple buddies. It's about an insane doctor, and we've got two movies. The first one was called Layers of Insanity. The second one is a sequel to it, and the third one is coming, guys, this October. My friend called me and said, "Hey, Fears, do you want to do a trilogy?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, we got to do Layers of Insanity Part 3." So it is coming. That one was to promote my buddy's haunted house, and his haunted house is called Layers of Insanity, and we actually filmed it in his haunted house, and it came out pretty good. So those are some of the most recent projects. Another one we did was
Fears Man. Now I want to ask you about this. I've watched this project, Fears Man, and it's so funny, but so not trying to be rude, but ridiculous and funny at the same time.
Tommy, it's okay. It is ridiculous. That's why.
But me saying that is not negative. That's a positive because it's just like it's funny because it's you and it's an exaggeration of you. And
yeah, it's an intense exaggeration.
He cannot stand in a room with milk either.
Dude, I'm lactose intolerant. Get that milk away from me. So
with
yeah.
His ability to fart.
Yeah, dude, that is one of his best powers. Like he releases his fucking stench out to the world, and they just fall over. They fall over, and like
you want to hear something personal about me? What happened to me when I was a kid?
Go for it.
When I was a kid, my brother would attack me. You know how big brothers do, and basically I would curl up in a ball and point my butt up towards him and just fart right at him, so he would stop attacking me. That was my only way to get him to stop attacking me. Yeah, a little personal story from my life I could share with you.
Yeah, so Tommy brings up a good point. I mean, it's just a funny cartoon. Me and my friend, my friend Randy does the animation, and what I contribute is either me and Randy will write a script together, or I'll write a script by myself. And we just come up with the most funniest things. I also help Randy with his another cartoon called Cameo Man. So Randy takes care of all of the Cameo Man, and that's basically a superhero that jumps in and out of like movies. That's why he's called Cameo Man. And he has a sidekick, and I play a sidekick called Cody. So yeah, but Fears Man is coming. We got 2 teaser trailers out, and we're working on the very first episode. The very first episode is coming soon. Hopefully, sometime in August. Hopefully.
Now, here's a question for you. What did you think of my MTV's episode when you first saw it on the channel?
I thought that was really cool, Tommy. I mean, like, everyone's got a dream, and I think it was so cool. Like I said, I'm being honest. I haven't watched the whole thing. I watched about half of it, and I had to go to work, so I didn't have a chance to watch the other half. But what I saw, it was so cool. Like the director was like, "Hey, Tommy, you're going to be in charge of everything. You're going to be picking like who's going to be in the video. You're going to be." And I thought it was really cool that you took charge. You're like, "All right, this is my chance to make my mark," and you went for it. And I think that's really cool. Like I would have loved to be, like. How old were you, Tommy, when they came to you?
A 19-year-old senior from Black Mountain, North Carolina, will take matters into his own hands.
See, I would have gave anything at 19 to have that opportunity, but I never had that opportunity. That's why Fears is, I work, 50 hours a week at my security job.
So you're not a full-time YouTuber. You're a part-time YouTuber, and you work at a job. I've been looking for a job myself. I just recently quit my job recently, and I've been looking for another job.
Well, you will find something. I would say I'm a full-time YouTuber. I just work around my because I upload, weekly. I upload as much as I can. I just have to upload my videos either before work or after work, or sometimes I edit my videos at work. Like, because being the life of a security officer is not that exciting, Tommy. Like, I write a report up and then have lunch, and then I do 2 or 3 walks, and then edit some videos, and then do another security walk. So I get sometimes 3 or 4 videos edited in a day at work, and then I just throughout the week I just upload them as much as I can. So
technically you could honestly, if you had ways to put the camera and you blurred out the name of your company, you could do vlog footage of and it's like speed mode, and it's just like you doing security walk.
Well, I try to keep it very professional at work, Tommy. There's cameras everywhere, whenever I do security at different companies. I work for a security company, and then they lease me out to other companies that need work. So if they saw me like, hey, what's up? I'm vlogging, then they would probably get really mad.
No, I'm talking about you put the camera somewhere in where your hallway is, or you set the camera up where you're not talking to it, like you pretend like the camera's not there, but you show people what you're doing in a day, and like you just go back and forth, the camera's sitting there, and then when you come over, you shut the camera off, and then you edit it down to be a decent size vlog. That's what I'm talking about.
I guess I could do that, but I wouldn't want to take the risk of getting fired. But I appreciate what you're saying though, Tommy.
Yeah.
But it's grown. Like the channel has grown. I started with I think when I very first did that very first upload. I think me and my friend created the Fearsman 26 channel back in 2010, 2011. I was almost at the end of film school, and we put up I think the very first video is my 5150 movie trailer, that we all worked on as a class, and I thought, oh, that'd be a perfect one to put up first, and it's grown. So I think right there I had 12 subscribers back in the day, and it's grown to 1,067. So I hope all of your fans, Tommy, you've got 100,000 subscribers or whatever. I just need half of that, guys. Get about 50,000 of your subscribers. Be like, hey, get off your ass. Come on over to Fearsman 26. I just need that 50,000.
Yeah, folks, go over and check out John Fears. He's a good entertainer. People compare him to me. People compare me to John all the time. I don't know why. I don't know why they compare us. Because you know what? Because we're a better class of men. Because you see. You're a better class of gentlemen, and that.
Tommy, that is a great impression of a British person. Hello, my name's Fears. It's great.
And I want to give a shout out to my boy Mark Hyder, and I want to give a shout out to all my patrons that are on my Patreon. Thank you so much to all of them out there, and we will be getting a vlog out soon. Don't hold your horses. We will. We just have to get everything together and get it edited, and we'll be getting that vlog 108, and you guys will get that vlog soon, and it's going to be good.
Oh, Lord. I'm seeing so many wonderful comments about Fears. Shout out to the trolls. I'll be the bigger man, Tommy. Shout out to the trolls. You got to love them.
I choose to ignore them.
Oh, I do, too. I don't care what they say anymore. I could really care less.
You know what I say to the trolls? I mean, what do you have to say about me? Oh, I'm that? Okay. Come here, say that again. Oh, yeah, you're afraid. You're running away, I see. You're afraid.
Oh, shit.
You're running away? Okay.
Tommy with a gun. This is not good. Oh, my Lord. Tommy, put that gun
again.
down.
Come here. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna leave you in a bloody mess on the sidewalk. Come back here.
Oh, Lord. This interview is going ballistic. This is great. I'm loving it. This is awesome.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Man.
Tommy, I didn't expect you to pull a gun out, but this is amazing.
John,
there it is.
Give me the bat. John, give me the bat. I'm not going to hurt you.
Oh, here you go.
I'm just going to bash your skull in. You know what reference I'm talking about? The Shining?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. He's the guy.
That's a good movie. That's a good movie, by the way.
Give me the bat.
Shining is awesome.
Oh, by the way, John, when somebody asks if you're a god, you say yes.
Another great movie quote. Ghostbusters, my favorite movie. That's awesome.
Yes. What's your
Oh yeah.
favorite? What's your favorite line from the original Ghostbusters movie?
Oh man, there's so many, but I gotta go with an old classic, Tommy. It's one of my favorite scenes is when they're down in the library. It's like I think the second or third scene, and they see a bunch of books stacked, and I think Ray says like symmetrical book stacking, and he's like filming the books, and then all of a sudden Peter just turns. He just turns to Ray and goes, you know what? He goes, you're right. No human being would stack books like this, and I love that. That's probably one of my favorite lines because he's saying it sarcastically, and Peter's like the goofy guy, and he's like, look, I don't care about the paranormal. This is bullshit, bull crap, and he doesn't really take his job that seriously, and that's one of my favorite. I'd say Peter and Ray are my two favorite out of that movie, but yeah, that's one of my favorite lines.
One of my all-time favorite scenes. It scares the snot out of me it scared the snot out of me when I was a kid. And they come across the ghost, and it's a librarian, and it's like, "Hello, ma'am," and she's just like, "Shh."
Oh
like,
yeah,
okay, what
yeah,
do we do here?
I
have an idea. Get her!
Yep. She's trying to read, and then like Peter like goes back and he's like, okay, he's like, the normal stuff isn't working, and then Ray literally just does this. He goes, okay, I have a plan. I know exactly what to do. And he's like, all right, just stay close. Just stay close. I know. He's like, get ready, do exactly what I say. And he's like, get her. And then she just goes, like, she turns into this massive, like, ugly monster / ghost. And they get scared and they just run the hell out of there. So
I know. It was
that's awesome.
It scared me as a child when I was a kid. It really scared me when I was a kid. But now I realize that Ghostbusters is not that scary, but that only scene traumatized me as a child. And
well, it's not that scary anymore because you've seen it a million times.
Yeah.
But if you would have saw it back in the 80s, it was half scary, half funny. That's what makes the movie, work.
And honestly, I dislike the new Ghostbusters movie, but the reason why I dislike it because the writing, not the actresses. That it's like saying, okay, here's a piece of garbage script, read it. And you have to read these lines that are absolutely not funny. There were some jokes that were funny, but one actor that was just absolutely dreadful was the male actor. Was the guy who was just helping him. He was absolutely just dreadful at times. I was just like,
you mean the Kevin character? I mean, I liked certain scenes out of it. I'm not saying the whole movie is garbage, but a lot of it is garbage. Because I love the originals, but there were certain scenes that I really did like. But I hope one day they make a sequel to Ghostbusters 2 and have the original guys and have some new Ghostbusters. So we'll have to see how it all pans out.
Now, are you a Juggy, by the way?
Oh yes, I love McJuggernuggets. Not so much right now because he's putting up all these crazy videos, and they need to do a sequel to the Psycho series. The Psycho series is that kid's bread and butter. Screw all this other stuff that he's filming. He needs to do a direct sequel. like what if his dad? What if his dad wasn't? What if his dad wasn't?
Can I get you for this? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. What Jesse was doing. He was pulling a blind over her eyes. If he was to do a sequel to the Psycho series, it wouldn't get that many views. You want to know why? Because people would know it's fake. So the thing is, with the Psycho series, it's one of those hit or miss, and it was a hit. And people thought it was real. You had all these 12-year-olds that thought the Psycho series was real. They thought Jesse shot his dad, and if he did another series, which this was a series, the Isaac series. What are you talking about? Get out of my face, John Fierce!
I just didn't like the Isaac stuff. The Isaac stuff. Like, I think they should have. What they did is, I'll give him this, Tommy. He's a great, creator. He writes all these series. I'm not downing the kid. I'm just saying. I think it would have been great. Like, what if, like, he shot his dad, in the first series, like he did, and then all of a sudden, like, he, goes to Switzerland, and then all of a sudden, like, his brother, like, calls the cops, and he's like, oh my God, my dad's still alive, and then, then they could have filmed, his dad in the hospital, them taking out the bullet, and he's like, we're gonna find Jesse, like, and then all of a sudden they could, like, get Jesse, at Switzerland, maybe have a scene like where Jesse's in jail, and then he gets out of jail. I think they should have did a sequel to the Psycho series, even if people knew that it was, fake. They should have did a sequel, but I hope he does a sequel to it. You know, so you never know.
Well, I think that's very interesting, and I think that. Sorry,
So yeah.
I'm sorry. My snapper's.
I know.
I guess I have to look in the mirror, and I have
I know
to
you
dye
gotta get
my.
you gotta get that snap down, Tom. You gotta just boom boom boom.
Remember, if
know?
you do the double snap, it's a double change. You can't. Only Jesse's editing that you see something like cybernetic and that kind of stuff where he does the double snap. You're not gonna see and everything. It's only in Jesse's editing that you'll see that happen and that portal open up, and where basically where Dame Drops walks into the portal, and he's just like,
oh man.
oh my god, it would be my dream to work with Boogie. Like, you know, just for Jesse to work with somebody like Boogie. And by the way, folks, send your prayers to Boogie. Boogie is going to be having some surgery where he is going to be, like, literally thinning down. Like, he's not going to be the same Boogie that we know and love. Well, we're going to still love Boogie, but Boogie's just going to have a...
Well, to be honest, Tommy, I just started watching Boogie. I think I subscribed to him about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. So I've heard of Boogie's name, but I'm fairly new to Boogie. But I have seen Boogie in and out of McJuggerNuggets videos. But I did subscribe to his video game channel and then his main Boogie channel. But another thing I wanted to ask you, Tommy, before you ask me the next question, is I think the reason why everybody relates me and you is a couple of reasons. One, we have so much energy. Like, they're like, oh, Fierce, you've got so much energy, and you put a lot of energy and passion into your videos. You do the same, Tommy. You do random acts of kindness. I do random acts of kindness, you know, on my channel too. And so I think people get the similarities, but guys, we are two completely different guys. Like, Tommy's all about the suits. Fierce is all about the hats and the Converse shoes. So, you know, we are different, but, you know, we have the same cause, you know. It's and I try to be as positive as possible.
Well, this is me not being negative, but, you know, the difference between me and you, John, is I have style, and you.
That's okay, you know, Tommy. You know, I'm just more of a laid back guy. I have, you know, I'm just like I'm not really picky about my you know, my clothes. Like, as long as there's hats in the world, and as long as there's, you know, Converse in the world, I'm good. You know, so I'm trying to get better on the style. You know, sometimes I spike my hair,
problem.
but you know.
Everybody has their own style, and I'm not gonna downgrade. I was a joke.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I know you weren't trying to downgrade me, but yeah, and you know, I think a lot of people also signify us like I've been getting better dealing with the trolls, you know, and like you told me off camera, like, you know, you've dealt with a lot, you know, so, you know, dealing with trolls, you know, everyone's gonna have their side. You're gonna have people that love you, you're gonna have people that hate you, and all it is, Tommy, is they're just, you know, they just want to get a rise out of you, and sometimes they've been successful in getting a rise out of me, and sometimes they haven't. You know, they're just keyboard warriors. They're like, ooh, let's see what I can, you know, do today. So I just try to ignore them, block them, and I try and focus as much on the content that I put out, because I love my fans. You know, and they always say the most nicest comments. Like, one of the most nicest comments I ever got, Tommy, was some girl. I guess she had been following me since like the very beginning, since like 2010 or 11, like when I very first started uploading videos. And like I think it was either a year ago or 2 years ago, she wrote me she didn't comment on the video. She wrote me a personal YouTube message and said, "Hey John, I just wanted to thank you." And I didn't know what she meant. And I said, "For what?" She's like, "Well, I love your videos. You know, you put a lot of passion into them." She goes, "You inspired me to make my own channel." And she still makes YouTube videos, and she's like, "I made a channel because you inspired me." And since she's a girl, she does like makeup tutorials and everything girly. And I said, I'm not into those type of videos, but I'm like, I'll subscribe because, you know, that was like one of the most nicest things anyone's ever said to me. And she's like, "Oh yeah," she's like, "I've been subscribed for a long time." I was like, "Hey, I really appreciate you saying that. I'm glad I inspired you." I'm like, "Keep it up." I'm like, you know, do your thing.
Now, folks, do me a favor right now. We're gonna pause for a second. Go subscribe to John Fierce right now. It's in the chat. It's right in the chat. Subscribe, please. Subscribe.
It's a must.
Right now. Right now. Go subscribe. Leave a comment and say Tommy NC 2010 sent me here. Leave comments. Subscribe to him. Support John Fierce right now. We're not going to keep going until you guys go subscribe to his channel. Right now, please. I'm asking you. Go subscribe to John. We're stopping the show. Go subscribe to John. Do it now. Do it now. Please, until we go.
I would really appreciate it. Tommy, I think the better question is why wouldn't they subscribe? Why wouldn't they? There's great content there, guys. You've got short films, you got parodies, you got funny skits, you got Comic-Con footage, you got me doing unboxings. I do eBay unboxings where I buy a bunch of stuff. I review trailers. I do trailer reactions. I do a lot. I do about 6 or 7 different videos every day. There is something new. And Tommy, I'm gonna do one of my classic lines. It's nothing but delicious jams and jellies. Everything. Just go subscribe. I appreciate it.
Yes, and also, folks, please donate to the GoFundMe. We're having that link is in the chat. Also, if you can, the moderator's been putting it out there. I want to say thank you so much, John Fierce, for coming on.
Hey, no worries, man.
Check out John Fierce. As always, this has been Tommy Talks. There will not be an episode of Tommy Talks on Sunday. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. The WWE pay-per-view is tomorrow, and Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe. I call him Anaconda Joe. But check that out tomorrow, and there'll be more vlogs coming out from my channel. Check out John Fierce. He's an electrifying YouTuber, and thank you so much, folks.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure, yeah. Guys, give yourself a plug, John.
Guys, I just wanted to say thank you for having me on the show. It's been an honor. Hopefully, I can come back, another day, and more collab videos to come with me and Tommy. Tommy's going to be on my channel. Hopefully, I get to come back on Tommy Talks again. Tommy, is there anything else that you want to ask me? But before we go, because we didn't get to too many questions. So, if you want to ask me anything else, feel free.
How was okay? One question I'll ask you before we go. How was it going through film school? Like, what was the hardest thing you ever had to do in film school?
Film school, to be honest, was 4 of the best years of my life. I met a lot of friends there, learned a lot about film technique, scripts and stuff. It was an honor and a pleasure. We had guest speakers. We had a couple of local directors from Arizona, because I went to film school in Arizona. So we had a couple of local directors come talk. We had some people in the business, some celebrities come and talk to us. It was great. I'd say the hardest thing that I ever had to overcome was I sometimes have low I sometimes have low self-confidence, Tommy, like everybody does. So it was really hard for me to make a project, and then we would have to sit in the theater and show the entire class our our project. And sometimes I would get so nervous, before I would show my my film. I'd be like, oh man, I'm really nervous. I'd run to the bathroom because I have a weak stomach. I have Crohn's, and so I would, and I'm sure all your fans know what Crohn's is. But my stomach would get so stressed out because I was like, oh man, what if they hate it? What if they like it? What's gonna happen? So I'd have to go to the bathroom and puke. So I'd puke a couple of times before I would So overcoming that was probably one of the hardest things. And once I understood that, okay, not everyone is going to love your film, John. You're going to have haters and you're going to have people that like it, but you're in film school and in your film class, they're all your friends and they're going to critique your film. And at the end, of the showings, Tommy, they would put all the comments in a hat. And so you'd pull out the comments in the hat, and they'd say, John, you need to work a little bit on the music. Hey John, these 4 scenes in the film was amazing. So you have the good and the bad. And, I still struggle with that today because, people on YouTube, I get a lot of good comments, but then you always have those, haters, but I always tell people, if you like my videos, tell me why you like the videos to make them that much more epic. And if you don't like the videos, don't just say, hey, this sucks. Tell me why it sucks, and I'll try and fix it, in the next video. So, that was really hard for me to overcome, But, I learned a lot of lessons in film school, and I encourage people, if you ever want to go to film school, it was 4 years of the best 4 years of my life, so far. It was great. I met a lot of friends, did a lot of traveling, we were 3 hours away from LA, Tommy. So sometimes on the weekends, me and my buddies would go, to LA. And I went, I think 2 or 3 times when I was in film school, and it was just an amazing experience. So.
Well, that sounds awesome, man.
It was awesome, and I had great teachers. I mean, I had great teachers, and they were always like, "Hey, John, if you got any questions, that's what we're here for. Ask us whatever you want." And I learned a lot, and I've still got almost all my film books, all my film shots. So every once in a while I pull those books out, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get a wide shot, I'm gonna get an over the shoulder shot. So I try and utilize all my skills whenever I shoot a short film, still. So you just got to keep practicing your talent, make, because everyone, Tommy, whenever you upload videos, people are always expecting, like if you do weekly vlogs or weekly videos, people are expecting those videos. So if the videos become stale, they're like, oh great, another video. So I always try in every video either to switch something up or put a lot of passion in it, put a lot of drive in it, do different angles, get the audience excited. And I try and utilize all those skills as much as I can that I learned in film school into all my videos and all my projects, so anyway, that would be my answer to your question, though.
All right. So folks, I just want to say that was John Fears' experience from film school, and do what you can to fulfill your dreams and never give up and never surrender. And as always,
never give up on your dreams.
Never give up. There's never. It's always do. And be a doer, not a sayer. As always, I'm Tommy NC 2010. This is John. Which way? Point. Okay, over here. No.
John Fears. I'm over here. And don't forget to subscribe to FearsMan26 on YouTube.
Over here.
What?
No, over here. Okay, over here. Point over here. And John Fears is. I'm tickling him.
Oh Lord. Ah.
Where's that milk? Give little John Fears a little milk.
Oh my God, and no milk.
Yeah,
dude, it's all soy in this coffee. No soy. It's soy milk in this coffee.
If he drinks milk in that place, they'll be evacuating the place. John's like, I'm sorry.
They would probably tear down the coffee shop, Tommy, because when my bowels get going, oh Lord, it's insane. I don't think your subscribers want to hear about that, but yes. But I appreciate you coming on, and like I said, guys, more collab videos to come. Me and Tommy, one of these days we're going to do a short film. I'm going to interview Tommy again on my channel. Tommy, I'd love to come back on Tommy Talks again. Like, you think we can make that happen?
We would love to have you back on the show at some point.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait for the next one. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and all my social media is FearsMan26. So my Snapchat, my Instagram, my Twitter. The only thing that is not under FearsMan26 is my second YouTube channel, and that's Fears Vlogs. So Fears Vlogs is the second channel. Be sure to subscribe to that. And FearsMan26 is the main channel. And I'd rather people subscribe to FearsMan26 because I want that play button. I've been working so hard. We gotta get Fears the play button, man.
This play button, John?
Yeah, Tommy. Yes, way to throw it in my face. Yes, the play button over there, buddy.
Face. I'm just
playing around.
About, this. You mean this play button? This play button I'm holding in my hand.
Yes, exactly.
I
was just playing around, Tommy. I know you weren't throwing it in my face.
I'm just like I give it some loving because it needs a little loving because it just sits on my wall, and I have to. I have to fondle it, and I have to say, hello, baby, I love you so much. You're my beautiful little play button. Daddy would never harm you.
Tommy, do you want to be alone with this play button? Fears can go over here, and, you can have some quiet time.
Oh, don't worry. But as always, folks, I'm Tommy NC 2010, and you're watching the Tommy Talk Show, and this is John Fears. And as always, I'm keeping you on the inside fact. And I'm always playing with my play button because I haven't named him. I don't know. I just call him play button. He's my.
This is getting deep, man. This is getting really deep.
Deeper than what you think. That's what she said. As always, I'm keeping you on the inside fact. Subscribe, support, stay positive. Catch you later, folks. Subscribe to John Fears right now.
Yes, do that right now.